New Paragon trees, a new legendary essence extraction system, and Hell 6 difficulty. Well, there's a few things coming to Diablo Immortal, or a few bits of information that are out there right now, at least, that we need to talk about. So let's get going with that. First and foremost, new Paragon tree system. So if you look into this underneath my camera here, if you're wondering, it's just an armor penetration node. So this is a new Paragon tree that's been found in the code. The day the miner sent me this, this is what he was able to find for something for us to look at. Obviously, if you look at this, it looks like there's 5 different active and there's some passive skills. We don't know what these skills actually are. We don't know how many points go into each node, nothing like that. What I can tell you is that currently in the game, the Paragon tree system is getting min-maxed, where now everyone is going to have all of the damage, armor penetration, and offensive stats out of all of the trees. You spread all your points around, and then you're kind of done, and now people are just slowly filling out the rest of the points. Because of that, Paragons kind of feel a little bit bad right now, so adding new Paragons would mix up people's builds a little bit more, or at least for the next little bit of Paragon time, give people time to fill out more damage, more armor penetration, etc. Something I also like about this is damage and armor penetration. These flat stats are good for both WoWs as well as free-to-play players, because everyone can utilize having armor penetration or damage. It's just going to make farming through your dungeons, farming through the overworld, etc. a little bit easier for you. So I like seeing this type of update. Quick reminder, there will be a Festival of Dawn. This is an event that the Data Miner has found that happens on November 9th when all the server merges. There's going to be server progression to unlock magic find buffs for you and your clan. So if you're interested in participating in this, maybe you and your clan want to get prepared to do whatever kind of events coming out for this if you want to min-max your magic find. This is one of the only ways in the game that magic find has really have an event around it. There's the Hungry Moon that gives you like the 5%, but there's typically not too many of these. We don't know how long these magic find buffs are going to last. It could last for a while, so it might be important to focus on. There's one other thing I want to talk about here, which is a little bit bigger change than it seems. So back in the day, we all vividly asked for a way to skip the shadow tutorial system. As it is currently, when you become an adventurer, from being in Immortal and you become a shadow again, or if you just go from shadow to adventurer then back to shadow, you have to redo this tutorial over and over and over again. Well, there's 100 people in each clan, so you have 100 people redoing the shadow tutorial literally every time. You start getting some people complaining about it pretty quickly. We all knew it was going to happen. It did happen, and Blizzard originally told us they weren't going to change this, but it looks like they actually changed their mind about this one, and we got what we wanted, and we can now skip the shadow tutorial. I originally thought that when I saw this in the Chinese notes, this was referencing the Path of Blood skipping straight to 100, but it looks like it was actually skipping the shadow tutorial, which in my opinion is maybe even better. So like that, a good deal. This will make this a lot easier. I'm sure this is very well received by people. If you look at the comments, people were like, oh, I love that, etc. So here's another bit of interesting one, and probably what you're waiting to hear about. So this is a Hell 6 difficulty screenshot that was leaked. Now, looking into this one, there's a couple problems with this one. The data miner himself had some bits of information to say about this one. He says, this is currently circulating the various DI Discord forums. This is true. This image has been spread around, okay? I've made it out to be fake fairly quickly. Whoever did that didn't apply some logic, and here's some reasons why he states Hell 6 difficulty is not coming and this is fake. Blurred map displays the recognizable current difficulty color, which is purple Hell 5. The current Hell 6 selection reads the Russian equivalent of current difficulty, which is impossible. So essentially, Hell 6 just says current difficulty. Normally, a select button would appear instead, and of course, he knows for a fact the Hell 6 strings aren't even in the files yet. So this would have had to have been an internal link, and if this was an internal leak, it would have been in Chinese or English. It would not have been in another language, Russian, because that's not what the game is developed in. So using a little bit of translation and basic logic, you can tell that this is probably just a fake Hell 6 leak that is floating around. Make no mistake, I think new difficulties will probably come to the game at some point. I doubt they just have it sit around literally forever, as currently Hell 5 goes all the way to 600 Paragon. I could be wrong, however. One other thing I want to show you guys here in this video is I got in the mail, I got from a fan, I got a display, which is a limited edition art piece from some metal for the Necromancer Rises, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. And my question for you guys on the chat is, where does it go on my wall behind the screen? I could replace that art piece, which is a little big, right up there. I could put it behind my couch over here. I could find a new spot for it. If you guys kind of look around a little bit, this is kind of my messy house, but I got to find a spot for this on the wall somewhere. So Pretty cool. Thanks, Trooper, for that. You can see it's signed by the artist and all that on the back. I don't get fan stuff too often, so when I get something, I really appreciate it. Cool gift. Love y'all. What do you guys think about the updates? Oh, wait. There's one more thing we need to talk about still. Hold on. Before I even forget, there's a legendary extraction essence system that was data mined as well. So this is really interesting. Effectively, in the game, there is a system that has been found by the data miner that effectively what you do is you have these legendary items. Let's say you get like multiple of the same pants. What you can actually do is take the pants and crunch them into themselves if you get the same type of legendary essence. Okay, let's say you get like 3 of the same weapon, you crunch them into themselves, and you slowly limit break or increase the combat rating, aka attributes of the stats of the item that you're doing that essence for. So if you get like 6 of the same pants and you're sick of it, you still have some kind of bonus that you're getting from doing that. Now, this essence transfer rework that they found, the data miner found, does not actually do anything for green items. So if you're expecting green item essence rework anytime soon, I don't have any answer on that. The only bit of information we have for that type of stuff is that the Chinese patch notes mentioned that there would be some changes in terms of rewards with the dungeon system. Now, we're still waiting on the legendary gem compensation from having the wrong text strings. I want to show you this is something that's fairly consistent. Here's a screenshot. Currently, the new monk legendary item, for whatever reason, says this when you awaken it. Xinglong injury increase 10%. So I'm not sure, or Xinglong, I'm not really sure how you say that, but that's definitely not the name of it. So they just haven't changed the text. So I think what's going on is sometimes the text just don't get updated. So if we're wondering why exactly we're having a problem with the legendary gems, see, this isn't such a big deal here when it's an awakening, but when it's a legendary gem and the text don't get translated properly or whatever, you start having some problems. So we are still waiting on Blizzard's answer to that compensation. I would probably expect that we get an answer on that before the weekend. Typically Friday or so, you start to get the posted information is what I've noticed. They'll leave a message on Friday before they leave or something for the weekend. So I would assume it's either this week or hopefully early next week we get some kind of answer about the compensation for the legendary gems. No more news on that front. Okay, so that's it. That's the full video, all the news that's out as of today. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the subscribers. We did get some new subscribers recently, and I appreciate all of the new subscribers. Shout out to all of you if you subscribed today or recently. Nice to have you. Thanks so much for that. And I'll see you on... Oh, I got a hiccup. Sorry. At the end of the video, I got a hiccup burp. That's gross. See you at the next Diablo Immortal video.